technical problems, boys. I apologise for the late start. Are we working? Yo, we're working on the website. I have had a lot of tech problems, boys. I'm very, very, very sorry for the late start. This has been a crazy day. This has been a crazy day for me. What is up, boys? What is up? Let's get going. It's been a crazy day, boys, but I think we might have just figured it all out. Right. Stream's working on the site. Let me know, guys, if the sound, everything is all good on the site. Let me know. Does the sound good? If you're watching on the site, let me know. Let's check out Twitch. Is Twitch working? Twitch is always working, man. Twitch is the easiest platform to work with by a mile. And are we live on YouTube now? YouTube always gives me trouble. Are we live on YouTube? If you're on YouTube, please give me a shout and let me know this is working, boys. Let me know if the sound, everything is all right on the YouTubes, and we'll be good to go. Nice one, boys. I've been obviously we were supposed to do a box break yesterday. Nice one, boys. Obviously we were supposed to do a box break yesterday, and when I set everything up, I just ran into loads of technical problems. Like it basically reset all my settings that I use on a daily basis for doing live streams and recording videos. So my sound levels were messed up, my camera was messed up, all my settings were messed up. It was a joke. It's been a heavy day, but anyway, I think it's all fixed now, and we're back where we were with new additional shit that we can do now, boys. We got something new coming up. Nice one, Drew. Cheers, dude. Alright, boys, so what I'm going to do, obviously this is a Prop Bet Livestream, but I'm also using this as an opportunity to test out the box break setup that was hopefully going to be working yesterday, but it wasn't. But we're good now. I've spent all day fixing it. Everything looks normal, boys, but I got some tricks up my sleeve that we're going to test out. Alright, chilling. Finally got it all sorted. Anyway, it's good to see you, boys. And look, sometimes these events are not great for prop bets. Other times they're phenomenal for prop bets. This event is phenomenal for prop bets. So, look, we're late. The box break didn't go ahead yesterday, which I'm very embarrassed about. This week, what basically happened was I planned this week out perfect, where I was planning on getting all my fight research done by Thursday, like Thursday afternoon, so that I could spend all day Thursday testing all my equipment out for the box break, and then if there was like any problems or any additional equipment that I needed to buy, I'd be able to order it in time for Friday and have enough time to fix these problems. But honestly, like, I never ever have problems with recording videos or live stream or anything like that, because I do it so much. Obviously I record probably 20 videos a week, something like that, 12 live streams a week minimum, and so I never have problems ever. And then for whatever reason this week I recorded all the breakdown videos for the website on, like, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, and when I went to upload them they were all corrupted, so I did like 6 in a batch. So that set me back like half a day, so I wasn't able to test everything out until yesterday, and then we ran into loads of problems. But it's all good now, boys. We fixed it. And yeah, man, let's get going. So I know a lot of people aren't going to give a fuck about the box break. They're not going to give a fuck about trading cards. Everyone just comes for the picks, all that kind of shit. So I'll just test out the new setup. We'll do some testing, and then I'll get into the props, which will give people more time to join. Anyway, I also want to say there's always that one dick that comes into the comments on a Saturday night. It'll literally be in between fights, right? And I'll be like, alright, let's check comments on the YouTube video. I'll start going through my phone, and there's always that one fucking cunt that leaves a comment saying, why haven't you put timestamps on the fucking video? Because it's a fucking live stream, bro. It's a fucking live stream. Keyword being live. There's no timestamps here. If you want fucking timestamps, go somewhere else. No fucking timestamps. It's a live stream. It's Saturday night. We're going to war with the bookies later on. Do you know what I mean? I need to be fucking shadow boxing, meditating. You know what I mean? Being in the calmest, most level-headed ready to go state of mind ever to hit these bookies hard in live betting tonight. I can't be fucking about with timestamps on a Saturday night. Are you mad? So there's no timestamps. Don't be the dude that asks for timestamps. But anyway, here we go. I'm just going to see if this new setup works, boys. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works, boys. Let's get this going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Will it work? We'll do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. There we go. There we go. Is that working, boys? It looks good to me. I need you guys to help me out with the quality. Does this look good to you? Because I can't quite stream in 4K. I'm worried that a lot of people's connection won't be strong enough to actually watch the 4K stream. But this is 1080p, 60 frames per second. Let me know if all this looks good, man. We have got some Prism cards which came in the post today. These are mine. I've been snaffling up some rookies for some fighters that I'm very, very high on. So let me know, man, if this looks good quality to you. And let me know, boys. How are we looking? How are we looking, boys? Does this look good to you? Alright, cool. I want the best quality possible because, obviously, if you are taking part in these box breaks, we have got a forum thread where you guys are going to be able to trade your cards with each other, right? So what I don't want to do is have someone trade an epic card or like a really good fighter for another fighter or another desirable card, but then when they actually get the card, they'll see there's defects. What this setup will allow us to do, and obviously the glare off the penny sleeve is making it difficult to see the details, but if we take this card out, oh my days, look at this, boys, look at this. Oh my days, look at the quality. With this setup, we're going to be able to get a real good look at these cards. Every tiny little detail. You know, we can come in even more if you want. It's no problem. It's no problem, boys. We'll get it to focus. Wait a minute. We're going to get this shit to focus. It's working fine earlier, boys. Honestly, I've had so many tech problems today. We move them out the way. Trying to focus on that. See, boys, it's fucking tech problems. There we go. It's focusing on this now. Now, this camera has got epic autofocus. So I don't know why it was playing up there. We shouldn't have that problem too often. But yeah, look at this, man. Crispy, crispy, crispy. Very nice. Very nice. Having trouble with the focus. I think maybe we just need to zoom out a bit. Maybe it's a little bit too zoomed in. There we go. But yeah, this is going to be our box break setup, boys. Obviously, the problem with these Prism cards is that they are metallic. So the problem with the Prism cards is they're a motherfucker for glare. Because obviously, they reflect light. So that is one major problem with these Prism cards. It is having some trouble with the autofocus. I don't know why. This camera is not usually a camera which has this problem. Very, very powerful camera. There we go. There we go. I'll figure it out. I think a big part of it is how I handle it and getting used to like manipulate the camera. But yeah, they are foil cards, so the glare is going to be quite bad. But I just thought we could use this Prop Bet Livestream as like a little test run for these cards. But need to sort out the autofocus because that's going to irritate me. Like I say, this camera is a beast for autofocus, so I don't know why it's playing up. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out, boys. We'll figure it out. So yeah, man, I just wanted to make sure this works rather than having any issues on the old official box break tomorrow. You know, you can show off some cards. We got lots and lots and lots and lots of Damir Ismagulov rookies. You'll be seeing him whoop the fucking bejesus out of whoop the bejesus out of Rafael Alves next week. When I do it like this, seems fine over here. It's that glare. But they are metallic cards, so they're going to be a nightmare. So we got some Damirs. Yo. And then who else have we got? This is just the first batch that's come. I'm going to be doing a video on all these, don't worry. We got tons of Jamal Hills as well. I'm very high on Jamal Hill. I think he could be a future champion. A lot of people high on Jiri. I think this is the guy they need to be high on. Jamal Hill also fighting soon against Paul Craig. We'll have to do something about this glare, man. We'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. Like I say, we're going to have some teething problems in the first few breaks. But you know me, boys. Everything I do it properly. So any little issues we have in the first few box breaks, best believe I'm going to be fixing them. And after the second or third box break, this is literally going to be perfect. So anyway, Jamal Hill. Lots of Jamal Hills. Very, very high on this guy. God, it's the penny sleeve and the metallic cards are causing issues. So yeah, tons and tons of Jamal Hills. We'll be going through these on a video soon. Don't worry about that, boys. We'll be going through these and inspecting them, setting them up for PSA grading. Of course, we go have some Cyril Gans as well. Didn't get as many of these as I would have liked. Kept getting outbid. We got some Cyril Gans. Oh yes. Random Jose Aldo, which the dude threw in for free. Probably a complete mistake, but random Aldo. Of course, got some Magomed Ankalaevs again. Didn't get as many as this guy as I would have liked. I got more on in the post that come in. This is only probably about, I would say maybe 10% of what I've bought. This is just like the first order. We got some Magomeds coming. Boom. And then some prisms, coloured prisms. Got the Damir Ismagulov, Jamal Hill. Silver Magomed Ankalaev, beautiful. Cyril Gan. Oh shit. Oh, we gotta keep this one secret. This one wasn't supposed to be in the video. I didn't even know I kept this in. This one's a secret. You can't see that. We're not gonna be making videos on any of them. They're trade secrets. Oh no. Anyway, boys, it looks like it's working good. I'm glad we did this test. The lighting's obviously not great. I need to work on the lighting. So for the first box break, the lighting's probably going to be an issue with some bad glare. But then for the box break in June, which is already sold out, we'll get this shit figured out. I mean, at times it's good, but I've lit the room really well. Because you can see there, the lighting's really stable, right? The lighting is very stable and you can get a good look at the card. The problem is, because the cards are metallic and they reflect light, that happens, which means the camera can't focus on them because they're reflecting the light away from the lens. So I'll improve the lighting in here, it's no problem. And yeah, they're going to be a challenge to light these prism cards. Hopefully the select cards will be a bit better. But anyway, boys, that's what we're working with. We'll get back to the prop bets now, which is what you came here for. And I've definitely got some stuff to think about on how to light these box breaks. Very challenging. The penny sleeves are murder. Look at that. A little bit better when you remove the penny sleeve. But yeah, it's a hard combination of metallic cards and penny sleeves. Very difficult to light it. But we'll figure it out, boys. We will figure it out for the box break on June the 11th. So we're going to try and do this box break tomorrow where we crack open a box of these prism cards. Obviously, big shout outs to everyone that's bought a pack. We'll leave them there for now. It might actually be better, you know, when I just start, because when the camera's focused on the contrasting background, it seems to pick the cards up quite clear. But if we want to get a nice close look at them, I might even switch to autofocus. I could do that. Do you know what? Let's just quickly try that, boys. This is a troubleshooting stream, so I do apologise if you're only here for the props, but this is a great opportunity for me to actually figure out all these little kinks. So I've switched to autofocus now, which might fix this problem completely. So if we look at the mirror, out of focus there, the lighting is murder. Let's bring him into focus. Oh, we all kinds of fucked up. We fucked it. We fucked it up. We fucked it up. We fucked it up. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out, boys. But anyway, sneak peek of what tomorrow's going to look like. Definitely got some issues with the lighting. But we'll try and figure out for this June box break. And I'll be making a YouTube video soon where I go over these cards in a lot of detail. See if they are good condition. Yeah, I need to do something about this lighting. I'll figure it out. But thanks, boys. Sorry to waste your time on a Saturday night. I know you're here for props. But this is just helping me troubleshoot. Trying to figure out the lighting situation, which I thought I had nailed, but no. No problem. We'll get it going, boys. We'll get it going. Anyway, back to props. That was really useful. Selfishly, boys, I had to use you there to iron out some kinks. So I apologise. But let's get back to MMA. Boom. There we go. Going back. So yeah, boys. Big shout out to everyone that's involved in the box break so far. Really appreciate your support. It means a lot. You can whip these. I might actually keep the gloves on. We might have another look in a bit towards the end of the stream. But yeah, big shout out to everyone that's taken part in the box breaks. Unfortunately, the second one has sold out. Even though it says by now, I need to change that to sold out. Second one's sold out as well. But more will be coming soon. And I need to figure out the lighting, which I thought I'd figured out. So many problems to overcome. But anyway, boys, let's get it going. Let's go. Let's get into these prop bets then. Alright. Okay. Alright, boys. Alright. Yeah, we'll figure it out, Taz, mate. Alright, boys. Okay, let's get it going then. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, boys. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Right then, boys. What I'll do, I'll run through the the props. We've got tons of props. Spoiler alert. We've got fucking tons of props for this card. I think we've got like 11 props. Something like that for almost every fight. So what I'll do, I'll run through the props and I'll go through all the comments then. So if you do want to ask me anything, boys, drop it in the drop it in the Q&A box, live chat, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let's go. So disclaimers. It's time for some disclaimers, boys. Let's go to the prop bets. Boom. Let's go. Why did I just get rid of the chat, motherfucker? Anyway, prop bet city. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Prop bets. Right. Prop bet disclaimer. Prop bets are risky as fuck. They're very, 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 very risky because this is the one one of the very few types of bets I'll ever recommend to you, which I'm not actually recommending the most likely outcome most of the time. This is because it's really hard to be profitable betting on anything, right? You know, if you're profitable betting anything, even if you're breaking even betting anything, you're doing pretty well. You're already above 95% of people who gamble, because we know 95% of people that bet on sports lose. This is why it's so funny when I get people sliding into my comments and DMs telling me I'm the worst capper in the world. I suck. I'm so bad. I'm like, really, bro? Because last time I checked, there weren't that many people on earth who could actually be profitable gambling. I've proven I am. So it's very interesting you think I suck. But the point with this being, because we're not betting on the most likely outcome, the win rate is going to be very low. So now you're probably wondering why we would bet on something that isn't that likely to happen. And the reason being, MMA is a chaotic sport, right? Very, very mad sport. Lots of crazy shit happens. I'm expecting tons of crazy shit to go down tonight, with the worst athletic commission in the United States being Texas, Dana offering up extra money for finishing, and the crowd, well, not necessarily finishing, you can get a bonus for fight of the night, but basically extra money for going to war, right, and putting on exciting fights, which ultimately often leads to more finishes. And obviously the crowd in the arena, if it's anything like it was in Jacksonville last week for UFC 261, the crowd tonight is going to be nuts. So prop bets, the strategy I applied to prop bets is using that chaos of MMA to find bets with a good risk to reward ratio. These bets may not necessarily be the most likely to win. You know, it might not be Andrea Lee to win by decision, which ironically I think is a prop, but it might be Charles Oliveira to win by submission in round 2. Because even though it's less likely to happen, you don't have to hit many of those bets over a long period of time to be up huge. So I want to make that very clear, because the swings on prop bets are absolutely insanity, right? If you look at the profitability chart on props, we are in profit over a good period of time. But obviously it's a roller coaster, ups and downs and ups and downs and ups. And it's not unusual for us to lose every single bet on a card. Every single prop bet on a card. It's very unusual we lose every prop bet on a card. Because my strategy for props is quite simple. I'm trying to take the spread betting approach. It's like in roulette. If you got $100 and you go and play roulette and you put $100 on 13 black and the wheel spins and the ball lands on any other number, you lose your $100. Whereas if you spread your money around, you got more chance of making a profit, right? If you spread your money around on lots of different numbers. That's kind of the approach I take to props. We're not betting on likely outcomes, but we are betting on things that have a reasonably good chance of winning. With the theory being, if we win one prop bet per card, we're probably at a small loss. We hit 2, we're in small profit or close to break even. 3 or more, we're up huge. And that's basically my philosophy for props. I try and capitalize on the chaos of MMA by betting on stuff with great risk to reward ratios in order to turn a long-term profit. And as you can see, the strategy does work, but it comes with a lot of fucking ups and downs. So I always want to make that clear, because I know my username is Diary of a Pro Gambler. I know I talk very confidently about these bets, and I never want to mislead anyone into thinking I'm super confident in these bets, so that you then go out, put loads of money into these props, and then they all end up losing, you get destroyed. Prop bets for me are a little bit of fun to make watching the fights more interesting. You know, it's important to remember gambling's also a form of entertainment. We take gambling super seriously, right? I put in 20 hours of fight research minimum every week. I dedicate my life to this, and we take gambling very serious. But there are people that don't, that just want to have a bit of fun, throw some money around, make watching the fights more interesting. Props are great for that, because you can bet a little bit of money on every fight for the chance to win a lot. And, you know, entire cities were built on gambling, right? Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Macau. Let prop bets be what they are. They're a roller coaster. They're full of volatility and crazy variance, but some people love them, and this live stream is for you. So yeah, basically, don't sue me, bro, if all these bets lose. They're very, very risky, but long term we are profitable. So if you tail them all over a long period of time, chances are you're going to make money. I would also like to let you guys know that these prop bets get posted to my website throughout the week. So on Monday, when I started researching this card, after I finish researching every fight, I look at the props and we enter a prop bet into the prop bet database. So what that means is, because liquidity is low on prop bets, odds can move a lot, and odds can also differ a lot from website to website. As a general rule, I just look at whatever odds are available on 5 dimes and I just put those in, just to keep it simple. I don't shop around for odds. You know, if there's a big spread, I don't care. If you can get better odds elsewhere, if 5 dimes got way better odds than anywhere else, I just use 5 dimes. It's nice and simple, and I just keep it that way. So, point being, if you see any props here punched in at certain odds, and then you go to your betting sites and they're wildly different, that's either because these bets were posted 5 or 6 days ago on my website, or you know, your site just isn't in line with the odds on the other sites. So yeah, I thought I'd get through that, so you know what to expect. With that being said, let's fucking go. Don't sue me, bro, if all these lose. Prop bets are risky as hell. I hate them. But let's get into it. First prop. As you can see, we've got fucking tons, boys. I can't remember the last time we had to go on to page 2. I cannot remember the last time we had to go on to page 2 for props. But the first prop we're going to go for, I think, is in the first fight of the night between Christos Giagos and Sean Soriano. We are going to go for Christos Giagos to win by submission at odds of 7.0. So if you've ever watched Sean Soriano fight, you will know that these odds are kind of shocking, because Sean Soriano's submission defense is very, very bad, which is kind of crazy because he corners guys like Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, and he's been, you know, one of the head coaches at Black Zillions, and then into Henry Hoof Combat Club, the Hard Knocks 365, to now Sanford MMA for a very long time. So Soriano's an interesting character because he trains with all these high-level grapplers, and he has them for a long time. He might even be in Michael Chandler's corner tonight, as long as he doesn't get beat up too bad against Christos Giagos. But despite the fact that he does have a reasonably good ground game and trains with all these high-level guys, for whatever reason, Soriano has big lapses in concentration on the ground, where he kind of switches off mentally, and he doesn't concentrate, and he gets caught in bad positions before he has an opportunity to react to them and defend against those bad positions. So Soriano could get caught by something crazy by Giagos. Now, the thing about Giagos is, and where the risk to this bet comes in, is that Giagos is a very strong grappler that will be able to take Soriano down. But if you look at Giagos' record, he doesn't really have many wins by submission. This is because most of the time when Giagos takes guys down, he kind of just chooses to chip away at them with ground and pound instead. So this bet is risky, but I'm going for Giagos to win by submission just because he's likely to have so much time on the ground in this fight. And also, Soriano is so complacent with his submission defense that he might just gift a submission to Giagos. And I think the odds are really generous considering how shaky Soriano's ground game is. I mean, if we look at Soriano's record, he's just very, very shaky on the ground. We can see he's very susceptible to being submitted. You know, here he got submitted by a guy with a 15-11 record not that long ago. You know, back in 2018, 15-11 submitted. You know, submitted by Levan Makashvili. You know, submitted by Charles Rosa, submitted by Tatsuya Kawajiri. So you're noticing a pattern, right? I know that Giagos doesn't go for submissions that often, but he is a strong grappler. These boys probably will spend a lot of time on the ground, and therefore, you know, is a reasonably good chance Soriano gets caught in something. So that's the first prop bet. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you do enjoy it. I hope Giagos does submit Soriano and wins this bet for us. So we'll now go through the rest of the props. The next prop I've got is Priscilla Cachoeira to win by knockout or TKO at odds of 7.5 plus 650. I would say out of all the props that I've got for you this week, this one's probably my favourite. Bookies were sleeping big time when they set the odds on this one. I'm not sure if the odds have corrected now because I put it in earlier on in the week, but Cachoeira to win by knockout or TKO is an absolute gift. I'm not saying it'll win, but in terms of risk to reward ratio, you'd be hard pressed to find a better prop than this weekend. Priscilla Cachoeira is seen as a meme by the average MMA fan. They don't respect anything that she does well. All they do is judge her on her weaknesses, her fighting style, her recklessness, her poor defense. And I know that there are tons of things to be critical of Priscilla Cachoeira on, but there are some things she does well. And I feel that the things she does well could potentially cause Gina Mazzani a problem tonight. Cachoeira is relatively difficult to take down when you consider the kind of takedown Mazzani brings to the table. And Cachoeira hits like a fucking truck. We've seen Gina Mazzani quit very, very easily in past fights when she's been hurt against Macy Chiasson and also Julia Avila. We know that every single time we see Priscilla Cachoeira, her game plan is to come out, take control of the centre of the octagon, put a lot of pressure on her opponent and bait them into a war. We know this. She's crazy. For all of Cachoeira's weaknesses, she's tough as nails. We know that the crowd is going to be fucking nuts tonight. They were at Jacksonville, Florida last month for UFC 261, and at the weigh-ins yesterday, the crowd were going crazy. This atmosphere in the arena on Saturday night is going to be nuts. And when you look at these two girls, you've got Gina Mazzani, quite a timid, passive, one-dimensional grappler that doesn't react well to getting hit, against a crazy Brazilian girl that all she wants to do is come forward and play rock'em sock'em robots. We've seen Gina quit when she's got hurt in the past. We know Cachoeira hits hard. I think Cachoeira to win by knockout or TKO. It's a fucking steal. Next bet, Kevin Aguilar against Tucker Lutz. We're going to go for Kevin Aguilar to win by knockout or TKO. Quite simply, because Aguilar is a dude that doesn't like to take a backward step. What I mean by that is when you come forward and attack him, he looks to stand his ground and fire back with a counter. Now, Tucker Lutz doesn't have the best boxing defense, and his record's also super padded. If you take a look at his record, beat a guy that's 5-0, 9-4, 2-2, 6-3, 8-11, 3-14, 12-5, 6-7. You get the fucking idea. Padded record. Kevin Aguilar has got home advantage on his side. He's from Texas. The crowd are going to go nuts when Bruce Buffer reads his name out. And for the longest time, every week we would be talking about octagon jitters for you UFC debutants, right? You know, for a long time, fighters that made their UFC debut would often underperform because the pressure of competing in the UFC under the bright lights of the UFC would be difficult for them. We haven't had to talk about that for a while, because with the events taking place behind closed doors at the Apex Center and Fight Island, you know, it's been a much more comfortable environment for these debutants to make their UFC debut under. Tucker Lutz is going to be walking out tonight in front of a crazy hometown crowd, probably going to be really getting behind their hometown guy, Kevin Aguilar. You know, the bright lights of the UFC, the pressure of the occasion, the crowd going wild. He's facing the toughest, most skilled opponent he's ever faced by a mile. And we know Aguilar's a guy that loves the brawl. Aguilar will not take a backward step. He loves to stand in front of you and throw down. Lutz's defense isn't great. I think Aguilar can catch him with something, and it's as simple as that. I think Aguilar to win by knockout or TKO is a decent prop. Now get into the next one. You'll be noticing a theme. You will be noticing a theme throughout these props. Lots of fights that end by knockout or TKO. This is for two reasons as we get into the next one. The first reason being, last month on UFC 261 at Jacksonville, Florida, 9 of the 13 fights, or 9 of the 12 fights on that card, I know 9 of the fights on the card, they ended inside the distance. And I believe a big part of this was because of how much of an influence the crowd had on the fighters' performances. You know, not only were fighters, you know, I think trying to match the energy of the crowd by fighting a little bit more recklessly and a little bit more exciting than usual, but we also saw some fighters adrenaline dump pretty early on, you know, with the energy of the crowd kind of influencing the way that they fought. It's a lot easier to stay calmer in an empty arena like a TV studio like the Apex Center than it is with 20,000 fans going crazy. So I'm betting on a lot of fights to, you know, end by knockout or TKO tonight. Just kind of playing on that chaos that I expect to see. And obviously, Tony Ferguson and Dana White have set the stage tonight by increasing the bonus checks for the fighters. You know, Dana White's quite famous for giving big speeches before big events. You know, the "how bad do you want it" speech. You know, don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Do you want to be a fucking fighter? All these speeches the fighters have spoken about as being legendary. And these speeches quite often contribute to amazing cards, right? Amazing events. I'm expecting these fighters to go to war tonight. We saw it last week, UFC 261. The fans in Texas haven't been able to watch live MMA, live combat sports that much for a year. You know, I know they had the big boxing card last month, but for the most time, the world is just starting to open up. They're going to be full of energy. The atmosphere is going to be electric. I expect these fighters to rise to the occasion and go to war. So it ain't a bad bet to snipe fighters to win by knockout or TKO who will be looking to take their opponent out. So Jamie Pickett to win by knockout or TKO is the next one. Purely because Jordan Wright has a very kicks-based style of striking. He's bad defensively. Doesn't have really good boxing defense. Easy to catch. Just very hittable. Jamie Pickett is one of these guys that is very passive, very tentative, and very gun-shy. He just doesn't pull the trigger very much. But when Pickett does pull the trigger, he's actually very technical and very, very dangerous. We saw this in his finish. I believe it was on the Contender Series, where Pickett was looking very average, very flat. He wasn't really looking that dangerous. And then as soon as Pickett kind of opened up, he completely smoked Patty. So with Pickett versus Wright, this is one of those fights where usually Pickett would fight like kind of safe and tentative and passive, but I think because Wright is so bad defensively and with the energy of the crowd, Pickett is more likely to be spurred on and fight more aggressively tonight. And I think if Pickett does fight more aggressively, he's very dangerous when he opens up. Good chance he knocks Wright out because of how bad Wright is standing. So Pickett to win by knockout or TKO. You are noticing a pattern here, boys. Next one, we're going with Lando Vannata to win by knockout or TKO at odds of 5.25 plus 425. I like Lando Vannata to win by knockout or TKO here simply because Vannata's tough as fucking nails and Grundy doesn't really have any striking. If a finish is going to happen in this fight, I think it's going to be because Vannata knocks Grundy out. We saw him get wobbled in round 2 of his UFC debut against Nad Narimani. Nad Narimani, not particularly dangerous standing. And in all of Grundy's fights, we've seen very basic stand-up, not the best defensively. What's very interesting about this matchup is that both guys tend to gas out and slow down a lot as they go. So with the energy of the fans in the arena, the potential for one of these guys or both of these guys to adrenaline dump is very, very high. And I feel that if both guys were to get tired in this fight, Vannata would be the dude who's more dangerous tired, if that makes sense. When Grundy gets tired, he becomes quite ineffective. When Vannata's tired, he can still crack. It's as simple as that. If both guys get tired, Grundy's not great defensively. Vannata can still crack. I like Vannata to win by knockout or TKO. Next one, Ronaldo Jacare Souza to win by decision at odds of 4.0 plus 300. These are two BJJ guys. Jacare is a much higher level on the ground than Manois, but his best days are behind him. I believe that with how accepting Manois is of being on his back, how accepting Manois is of being on the bottom, good chance these guys get into a grappling match. And if it does end up getting into a grappling match, I see Manois being skilled enough to defend anything Jacare throws at him. I think Jacare is too skilled to get caught in anything by Manois on the ground. And I see this fight probably go into a decision with Jacare having the bulk of the top control and therefore most likely winning a decision. So Jacare to win by decision, it is. Into the next one, you could flip a coin on this. Pick whoever you want. I think the odds on Shane Burgos to win by knockout or TKO are exactly the same as the odds on Barboza to win by knockout or TKO. Like, take your pick. Pick either dude. Pick either dude. I don't have a lean. Burgos, Barboza, pick one yourself. I won't even mention Shane Burgos in this justification for this prop. I won't even mention Burgos. I'll just talk about the fight, and you could substitute by knockout or TKO with Barboza or Burgos, whoever you lean to. Just go with that by knockout or TKO. Obviously, the odds on Burgos to win by knockout or TKO are 5.0 plus 400. We take a look at the odds on Barboza. I'm pretty sure they were about the same when I looked. Yeah, Barboza about the same. Both guys about the same. Burgos' odds have dropped a little bit, but nothing major. So, the reason why I like this fight to end by knockout or TKO, don't know who's going to get it, but ultimately both guys are bad defensively in very different ways. Burgos comes forward with his hands down low, chin up high, and he very much relies on his ability to read his opponent and use head movement to kind of slip the shots and roll with the punches. He's pretty good at it, and he's got a great chin, but he does have a habit of getting dinged. We saw him get dropped by Kurt Holloway, dropped multiple times by Josh Emmett, and we know Barboza is so fast that if you make one mistake against Barboza, he can turn your lights off and put you to sleep. I mean, who can forget the Kevin Lee fight where Lee was absolutely dominating, in absolutely no trouble. And then in that third round, when Barboza was beat up, tired and struggling under the pressure that Lee was putting on him, he still made Lee do the stanky leg with that head kick deep into the fight. So Barboza's a dangerous dude and Burgos is there to be hit. I could see Barboza winning this fight by knockout or TKO. On the flip side, I could see Burgos winning the fight by knockout or TKO as well, because Barboza has a very kicks-based style of striking. He's a great kicker. He ain't a great boxer. Not very good with his hands offensively. And his boxing defense isn't great. If you go back and watch any of Barboza's fights against pressure fighters, you'll see that when you walk this guy down and pressure him, he's there to be hit. So good chance one of these boys gets a knockout because they're both bad defensively. I don't know who it's going to be though. Next up, we're going to go for a controversial one. We're going to go for Tony Ferguson to win by decision at odds of 5.0 plus 400. And again, this is kind of a play on the atmosphere and the craziness we're likely to see in the arena. So Ferguson has looked totally shot in his last two fights. You know, looked totally shot against Charles Oliveira, looked totally shot against Justin Gaethje. And at 37 years old, Ferguson is definitely looking like a dude on the decline. There's no getting away from that. However, Beneil Dariush has a long history of gassing out. As the fight wears on, Dariush gets sloppier and sloppier and gasses. I mean, Evan fucking Dunham caused this guy to gas out, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? If Evan Dunham in his late 30s could cause Beneil Dariush to gas out, you're telling me Tony fucking Ferguson can't do the same thing? I think when these boys were fighting in the Apex Center and Fight Island, it kind of amplified where they're at this stage in their career. So we know Beneil Dariush is a guy that tends to come out very hard and aggressive and gas quite bad as the fight goes on. But his gas tank has looked alright since he's been fighting on Fight Island and the Apex Center. But like we said earlier on with a few of the other fights, it's a lot easier to control your breathing, control your heart rate, stick to a game plan, fight smart, pace yourself well, when you're, fighting in essentially a TV studio behind closed doors without the emotion of the crowd, the pressure of the bright lights. It's a lot harder to keep your emotions under control, your heart rate under control, your breathing under control in an arena with 20,000 fans going fucking nuts. Especially in the co-main event against a crazy dude like Tony Ferguson that we know the crowd are going to be supporting in a big way. I don't know if you guys watched the weigh-ins yesterday, but the crowd were getting behind Ferguson big time. And Dariush is the fucking bad guy here. People want Ferguson to win in that arena. So it's going to be an intimidating atmosphere. It's going to be electric. Ferguson is going to bring it. And I'm sure that Dariush can do very well early on because Tony has looked completely shot in his last two fights. But can Dariush keep it up without gassing out? The one thing I'll say about Tony is, even though he looked completely shot in his last two fights, his gas tank was still there. He still looked fine in the third round of the Gaethje and Oliveira matchups. And one thing that's very notable to me is that Anthony Smith has also got tons of miles on the clock. I know he's not as old as Tony, but for some context, Anthony Smith has got double the amount of fights that Tony does. I think Tony's had about 25 pro fights. Let me just fact check this. I think Tony's had about 25 pro fights. Yeah, or 30. Tony's had 30 pro fights, and I think Anthony Smith has had over 50. So the point I'm trying to make is, even though Ferguson's definitely older than Smith, he doesn't have as many miles on the clock yet. Smith's got over 50 pro fights. He's 21 more fights than Ferguson. It's a lot of miles on the clock. And what's very notable to me is Smith looked completely shot on Fight Island and at the Apex Center against Glover Teixeira, Alexander Rakic, and in flashes against Devin Clark. Smith just looked totally shot. No motivation, no athleticism, flat, slow, basic and bad. Exactly like Ferguson looked against Gaethje and Oliveira. But we hear these stories, right? We hear about these fighters that are world championship level fighters in the gym. They can beat everyone. But because of performance anxiety, when they get to the big stage on fight night, they can't perform and they get crippled by performance anxiety. We also hear about these fighters that are pretty fucking average in the gym, but on fight night, they feed off the energy of the crowd. They're adrenaline junkies, and they just go out there and they put in an amazing performance that's 10 times better than anything you ever saw in the gym. These guys exist. It's possible Anthony Smith is that kind of dude, because the Anthony Smith that fought on Fight Island and the Apex Center was not the Anthony Smith we got against Jim Crute. He looked fast, sharp, accurate with that jab, physically imposing. His athleticism was there, and Anthony Smith was dancing and singing on the way to the octagon. He looked calm, relaxed, and in his element. Very possible Tony is also that same kind of guy. So yes, he's looked completely shot in his last two. I don't blame anyone for betting on Dariush tonight based on Ferguson's last two performances. But we know Dariush has a long history of gassing out as the fight goes on. We know Ferguson's a cardio machine, and we know the atmosphere in this arena tonight will be fucking crazy. And if Dariush ain't got the gas tank to go 3 hard rounds with Ferguson, this one could get spicy. On top of that, we've also got to bear in mind the fact that the Texas State Athletic Commission is the worst commission in the United States for judging. So if Ferguson can make this fight remotely close, with the crowd getting behind Ferguson in a big way, it may not be that easy for Dariush to win a decision tonight. But we'll see what happens. Let's move on. Next one, we're going to go for Rogerio Bontorin to win by knockout or TKO at odds of 7.0 plus 600. This one should be pretty self-explanatory to you. Schnell's chinny as fuck. Gets rocked, dropped, wobbled, knocked out in almost all of his fights. He looked much better defensively in his last fight against Tyson Nam. And he's fighting much smarter since moving to train at Fortis MMA. But at the end of the day, like we've been saying all week on the website, in the VIP chat room, in the YouTube videos, in the Twitch live streams, we've been saying it all week. The atmosphere at UFC 261 last month led these fighters to fight way more recklessly than usual. Matt Schnell fought Tyson Nam in the Apex Center behind closed doors. It was a flawless performance. Schnell danced around Nam all night, played the role of Matador, used effective counter-striking to use Nam's forward pressure against him and pick him off. It was a masterful performance from Schnell. Best performance of his career. But that is the only time we have ever seen Schnell do that. Ever. And it's very possible that, again, Schnell was able to fight like that because he didn't have the energy of the crowd disrupting his plans to stick to a game plan. Or, leading him to fight more recklessly. Now the crowd's back in the arena for UFC 262. Will Schnell be able to fight as smart and safe as he did against Tyson Nam? I'm not sure, but what we do know is this guy's chinny as fuck. He was knocked out by fucking hammer fists against... Who was it? The dude that trained the Team Alpha Male? I forget his name. What was the dude's name, guys? You gotta help me out. He was really, really small. Hector Sandoval. What happened to Sandoval, man? He only fought like once, right? Damn, that's pretty harsh. He went 2-2 in the UFC, and then they must have let him go. Pretty brutal. Anyway, we're going to go for Bondrin by knockout or TKO. Next up, this is one of the exceptions to the rule. Most of the prop bets I'll ever share with you guys, they're not the most likely outcome of a fight. We're just trying to play on the variance of MMA, hit those bets with a nice risk to reward ratio. I do think Andrea Lee by decision is quite likely, though. We know Lee and Shevchenko are very tough. We know that neither Lee nor Shevchenko is particularly dangerous. Andrea Lee's got home advantage on her side. She's from Texas. She wore a fucking cowgirl hat to the weigh-ins. If Venom and the UFC brass let her, she'll probably wear a cowgirl hat to the octagon tonight. When Bruce Buffer reads out Andrea Lee fighting out of Texas, the crowd's going to go fucking nuts. Anytime Andrea Lee lands a punch in this fight, the crowd's going to go fucking nuts. Anthony Shevchenko's not a particularly effective boxer, so Lee is likely to have a little bit more success standing. I think Lee is skilled enough to edge this fight. Lee is skilled enough to do a little bit better than Shevchenko everywhere. And so I do see this fight being close and competitive, but with Lee slightly better everywhere, home advantage on her side, the crowd behind her, bish bash bosh, Lee to win by decision, 2.75 plus 175. You gotta love it, boys. And now we go into the final prop, the main event. And again, do you know what? I'll say this right now. This one is a little bit similar to Edson Barboza versus Shane Burgos for me. Although I can't remember what the odds on Chandler to win by knockout or TKO are. Let's take a look. Let's have a little look-see, boys. Because this might be one where, again, whoever you want to pick, Oliveira or Chandler, whoever you lean towards in this fight, take that guy to win by knockout or TKO. Alright, yeah, I can see what I did. Chill, I can see what I did. So I put this prop out, I think on like Tuesday, so it was so long ago I didn't explain myself very well. So the reason why I've gone for Oliveira to win by knockout or TKO, personally, I feel the probability of either Chandler winning by knockout or TKO or Oliveira winning by knockout or TKO is equal. I give them both the same chance of knocking the other out, for the reasons I'll explain in a minute. But obviously I've gone with Oliveira to win by knockout or TKO because his odds give you a much better risk to reward ratio. If you think one of these guys is going to win by knockout and you can't decipher which one, obviously betting Oliveira to win by knockout at 5.50 is better than Chandler to win by knockout or TKO at 2.75. The reason why I think this is a good prop is because, again, similar to the Burgos versus Barboza fight, both these guys are dreadful defensively, and they're both very dangerous going forward. If you look at any of Michael Chandler's past fights, he overcommits way too hard. When throwing his power right hand, leaving his chin up high and exposed, doesn't respect his opponent, just fucking comes forward winging big bombs. And Oliveira is one of these guys that stands very stiff, rigid, upright and tall. Again, doesn't move his head that much, chin up high and exposed, and we know Chandler hits like a truck. Oliveira's dangerous, and Chandler's dangerous. Oliveira's bad defensively, and Chandler's bad defensively. Someone's going to get knocked out. Oliveira's odds are better than Chandler's odds to win by knockout. It's simple. We go with him. Boom! There we go, boys. There we go. There we go, boys. There we go. There we go. We're all done. So anyway, I'll leave these up in the background for like 5-10 minutes while I answer some of your questions. And yeah, boys, yeah, I'll catch up on all your questions in the chat. Now, if you've got any questions, please let me know. But those are the props, boys. We're done. We are done. We are done. Oh, nice one. No, safe, Matern. Yeah, you're definitely not going to cause me any trouble telling people those bets are 100% guaranteed to win. Definitely not going to get any abusive emails later on when we go 0-11. Which is possible. It's happened, boys. It can happen. It can happen, boys. Alright, so yeah, drop your questions in, boys. I'll go through Twitch and the website. If you're a member of my website and you got a question for me for tonight, drop your question in the in the public chat room or the VIP chat. Because it'll mean that your message doesn't get missed. I might miss it on YouTube. There's a lot of comments in there. How you doing on Twitch, boys? Oh, nice one for subscribing on Twitch, E73. I appreciate that, dude. Nice one, mate. Cheers, dude. Alright, boys. Alright, let's go. Let's go. So drop any questions in you've got. And yeah, man, we'll be good to go in just a sec. I'll skim through as many as I can. And hopefully you make some money tonight. Yeah, we'll be doing some... We'll be busting out some tunes, Taz. If you boys have got any requests for music in live betting, let me know, boys. We'll bust out some tunes. Big shout out to everyone joining us in live betting tonight as well, man. That bitch is sold out. So if you're joining, if you're in with us for live betting tonight for the first time, you have picked a great event, because tonight, sick card for live betting. I am, unless you can't tell, I am fucking ready to go tonight, boys. I am ready to go. And look, we can do magic tricks like this as well. You don't know how happy this shit makes me, man. You don't know how happy little things make. Watch, boom. Oh, shit, look at that. Little things like this, boys, they make me happy. Little things. And, yo, see this guy, boys. See this guy right here, Damir Ismagulov. A lot of you may not be familiar with this guy. A lot of you will be. I know. I see Tony in the... I see Tony. Tony, what's up, Tony? Tony's joining us for live betting tonight. Tony, all the way from Canada. See you, Tony. You're a little beast, mate. Tony, deep in the trading card game. Tony's been giving me some big advice lately. Shout out to you, Tony. I see Tony in the chat. But anyway, Tony's joining us for live betting tonight, and I know he's been snaffling up these Ismagulov cards big time. This boy is going to do work next week, boys. Look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got plenty more coming too. This is like 10%. We'll do a YouTube video where I go through, and we got some prisms, boys. We're not playing games. What's this? Number 1 of 149. Beautiful work. And Jamal Hill is going to do naughty, naughty, naughty things to Paul Craig next week as well. Oh, yes. Can't wait to see how these two boys look next week. So, anyway, man, we'll be doing the box break tomorrow. We're going to have some issues with glare and shit. That's the way it goes. What can you do, man? What can you do? Just one of those things. We'll figure them out, though. Let's get through these comments, then. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, boys. So, drop your comments in. What have we got? Let's see. Nice one, Seek Vlogs. What's up, Seek Vlogs? Dude, good to see you. What's up, Joe Fitzpatrick? Someone called Fitz is also joining me in live betting tonight. I'm not sure if that's you, Joe. The government is now following you on Twitch. No fucking way. Boys, we better be careful. Yo, check this. The government is now following me on Twitch. I take back... Yo, this is what happens, boys. This is what happens when you do a stream wearing a Portnoy Musk 2024 sweater in black murderer gloves. The fucking government follows you. There's some scary shit. Please, don't fucking throw me in jail, man. Charles Oliveira by sub plus 1,200. I like it, the government. Yo, Boris. I hope it is Boris. Boris, shout out to you, mate. I did vote for you, Boris. If it's you, Boris, yeah, I like Oliveira by sub plus 1,200. It's all good, dude. Alright, let's go. Let's go. What else have we got? Abbas, I got you, man. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. Abbas, as soon as this stream is over, dude, I'll unfreeze your account on the website. Shout out to you, Abbas. I hope Ramadan went well, mate. I'm really sorry, dude. If you've emailed me and I haven't got back to you, dude, I'm really sorry. It's been a bit of a crazy day, but yeah, Abbas, Hope Ramadan went well, bro. And I'll get that unfroze straight away for you, dude. Lukey U is saying could be loads of In the Distance with fans again. Yeah, I agree, man. I think so. Hey, what's up, Baby Yoda, dude? Yeah, Fedor's definitely the rarest Prism card, dude. If you get Fedor in a box, considering how much Dana hates him, then I think you've got a pretty rare card there. Oh shit, mint condition Marvin Hagler card and a mint condition Floyd Mayweather card. That's big, dude. Oh, Lucas Oliveira, mate. I'm really sorry that you're having problems with the chat room, dude. I will email you. I will email you after this live stream, mate, and we'll figure this shit out. Sometimes your ad blocking software, if you've got ad blocking on your browser, it can mess with the chat interface a little bit. Also, boys, for anyone late joining, we have got another prop, Giagos by submission, but the database only shows 10 props on a page. Nice one, Quad. Thanks a lot, dude. Nice one, Quad. A lot of people, you know, I will say this, boys. You know the odds are accurate on a fight with both guys in the even money odds range when no one can agree on who's going to win. So obviously, if we look at the implied probability on the main event, this is why it's really good to be open-minded when it comes to betting. Because if we look at this, right, so current average odds available on Oliveira, 1.78. Which is minus 128 for an implied probability of 56%. If we look at the odds on Chandler, currently around about an average of about 2.10, which is plus 110 for an implied probability of 48%. So, in the eyes of the bookies, this is very close to being a 50-50 fight. And I see everyone in the live chat disagreeing on who they think's gonna win. Some people lean towards Chandler, some people lean towards Oliveira. If you're super confident in Chandler tonight, or you're super confident in Oliveira, you've probably read the fight wrong, because everyone's opinion is divided in the MMA betting community, and not only that, but these multinational companies, you know, Bet365, the most profitable business in the United Kingdom, the biggest online gambling company in the world, they believe this fight is close to 50-50. So if you're disagreeing with the most profitable company in the world, or not the world, the most profitable company in the UK, the biggest online gambling company in the world by a fucking mile, no one is close to Bet365. You've probably read the fight wrong. So it's always good to keep an open mind on shit like that. Just to kind of keep yourself in check, right? To see if you're kind of assessing things out correctly. Personally, I'm very divided on it. I think that because both guys are so bad defensively and they're both so dangerous offensively, someone's going to get finished. I just don't know who it's going to be. But Bon Kui Kui's bringing up a good point, a really good point. Bon Kui Kui is saying that Chandler's too small. I do agree with you, dude. I was surprised to see how much bigger Oliveira looked at the weigh-ins. Matern is saying prop bets are perfectly safe. You should max bet each prop and expect each to win. Thanks, Matern. Thank you, dude. Thank you, dude, for the yeah, brilliant. Yeah, exactly. Definitely do what Matern said. If ever I recommend a bet to you guys and it loses, feel free to send me a nasty comment or a death threat. Not like I haven't had any of them before. Not like I don't get them every week. Yeah, just send me a death threat, boys. All death threats are greatly accepted. And yeah, you should definitely go big on every prop. They're super safe. Why not? You know, what's the worst that could happen? Oh, Hug, I forgot that the referees wear these gloves. That's true, they do, man. Yeah, a few people mentioning Oliveira by sub at plus 1,200. I do like that. All I would say, I know Oliveira is nasty on the ground, but obviously Michael Chandler is a former NCAA Division 1 level wrestler. He's got a heavy top game. He's pretty strong on the ground. And we know that Oliveira becomes a lot less dangerous on the ground as the fight wears on. So maybe Oliveira could catch Chandler in something early, but I think if Chandler can just weather that storm in round 1, the probability of Oliveira submitting him past round 1 is not too high. A lot of people talking about this Oliveira versus Chandler fight. It does look like most people are leaning towards Oliveira though, which I would agree with. My lean is definitely Oliveira as well. We're going to do the unboxing tomorrow, Martin. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's all good to go in the background. We got the envelopes for everyone that's bought a pack. The boxes are there. And in the brown box behind, we got like all the top loaders and penny sleeves and stuff. So look, you can see it's all set up and ready for me to go. I really was good to go last night, but loads of technical issues, man. But I've fixed them now. Because any time we want now, boys, we can just go boom. Damir, woo! Look at Damir. What a beautiful, beautiful face. And I'll do a YouTube video where we go through these cards, check out their condition. You can see a scratch on the penny sleeve there, which is annoying. See the scratch? But thankfully, we're good, boys. The scratch isn't on the card. That is minty, minty. See now, the autofocus is brilliant. Honestly, boys, you know me, man. I take everything dead serious. Everything I do is done to a high standard, man. Because I just believe if you're gonna do anything in life, do it fucking properly. You know, every single thing I ever deliver to you guys, I try to make it as good as it can be. And so I promise you, this camera is a fucking beast. This camera alone with the lens is like a £4,000, which would make it like a $6,000 setup. So when the camera was all going out of focus and fucked up earlier on, please don't think it's because I'm trying to hit you guys with a bum camera. This camera is fucking sick. As you can see, now that it is in focus, we're getting beautifully crispy shots of these cards. But I just need to try and keep it so that it doesn't kind of go crazy how it did earlier on. But we'll figure it out, man. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And, you know, after the first few box breaks, I'm sure everything will go real smooth. Anyway, let's get back to some comments, man. What have we got? So, yeah, we're going to do the box break tomorrow night. As long as I don't run into any massive issues. What have we got? Any comments here? Any in the VIP chat? Artemis, I'd struggle with the what I am gonna do, dude. After this live stream's done, my wife is out with her friends, so I've got to go pick my wife up, and then I'm gonna come back. I'll probably be back like probably like an hour before the event starts, and I'm just gonna chill out, take another look, because obviously we got a good number of bets for this card, right? A decent number of bets, considering how crazy the card is likely to be. So what I'm going to do, Artemis, when I come back from picking my wife up, I'm going to sit down and just go through all these fights, all these props, for like a second or third time. And I'm going to see if we could dig up some more over-unders. So, obviously, if I do add any more bets to the site, I'll drop a Telegram message in the Telegram group. And also, for anyone that wants to get Telegram alerts whenever I start a new live stream or whenever I drop a new piece of content or post new bets to the website, all you need to do is go to the community in the nav bar, go down the mobile notifications, and this page will talk you through how you can get push alerts on your mobile phone, so that anytime I post a bet, it's nice and simple. You could get those push alerts for anyone that wants them, so that you never miss a bet, because we know that the odds can move pretty fast and stuff, right, on MMA. So join the push notification Telegram group. Ryan Ring is asking why I'm wearing these suspicious gloves. Because I'm going to fucking murder the bookies tonight, mate. Denise Coates is going to get it right in the vag, man. Denise Coates is going to get it right in the vag. Something funny did happen. He probably isn't listening to this. But earlier this week, I was talking to Gorgeous George. I don't know if he's happy with me. I don't know if he's happy with me sharing this story. But I will leave out some key details. And hopefully Gorgeous George is alright with me sharing this story, because it's a pretty funny story, man. So Gorgeous George joins us in live betting every week. If you don't know who George is, I won't pull up his videos on YouTube, but you've probably heard of him, man. If you're an MMA fan, you know who George is. You know who fucking George is if you're an MMA fan. You ain't an MMA fan if you don't know who George is, right? So I did a video call with George this week, and George is obviously from Las Vegas, lives in Las Vegas, works at the Mandalay Bay. And obviously we know the history of Las Vegas is it was built by gangsters, right? The casinos were built by the mafia and everything. You know, the casinos, Las Vegas itself, has got like a real dark history. And I was speaking to George earlier this week, and he was like, because he listens to me, he listens to me in live betting every week, when obviously, as you know, if you're with me in the live betting group, we go in hard on the bookies, man. Like, literally, we're ruthless with the bookies. And he was saying, like, I should be careful, because obviously bookies are like some dodgy, dark motherfuckers, right? Or like they were in like the history of Vegas. So he was like, with all the mad shit you talk about the bookies, aren't you worried they're going to come after you? And I was like, no, mate. No. I would slap Denise Coates in the face for how much more difficult she has made my life any day of the week. Obviously, I wouldn't just go slap Denise Coates. I'm not that kind of guy. But if Denise Coates stepped to me, she wanted to mix it up, any of these bookies can get it. William Hill, he can get slapped too. Any of them, boys. I don't care who they are. Mr. Ladbrokes, I don't give a fuck. Any of these bookies can get it. They can all get slapped. If you don't know who Denise Coates is, Google her. But any of them can get it. William Hill, I don't even know who the owners of the other sites are. Victor Chandler, he can fucking get it. I punch Victor Chandler in the face. Denise Coates can get a slap. Victor can get a punch. Any of these bookies can get it. And they're going to fucking get it tonight, because tonight's card looks amazing for live betting. I can't fucking wait, boys. In case you haven't realised, I'm excited. There's a lot of it, there's a lot of expensive cardboard that needs to be bought right now, boys. There's a gold rush, and I need more money to buy more cardboard, because I've already spent enough and I can't spend any more, or I'm going to be fucking bankrupt, because I'm going to have all my money in cardboard, which probably isn't a smart thing to do. So I need to make some cash tonight, boys. Go buy some more cardboard. And look, little bits of magic like this. Little secret bits of magic. Boom! Little bits of magic, boys. You know this wasn't cheap. You know this wasn't cheap. I'm thinking of being like look at this mint condition card, boys. Look at the corners. This card is like very old. Can I even take this out? It's hard with gloves. We might even be able to take this out, This card, this card wasn't cheap. So I need to make some money tonight, because I've been blowing all my money on these vintage UFC cards. Let's come out the penny sleeve. God. Penny sleeve is like buried in there. There we go. Yo, look at this, boys. Look at this. It's beautiful. Look at that. Legend of the game, Joe Rogan. Look at the condition on that, boys. Look at the corners. Look at the corners. Look at the corners. Perfect corner. Very nice corner. Yo, look at that corner. Yeah? Legend of the game, Joe Rogan. So I've been blowing all my money on these cards. So I need to punch the bookies hard in the dick. Denise Coates is going to get it tonight. Look at the fucking cornering, man. Look at the edges. No whitening. It looks like there's whitenings. I'm tilting the card at a weird angle, but if I could get it dead square, you could see. Look at how clean that edge is, man. Oh my god. Look how clean the edges are. Look how clean the edges are, boys. Come on. Yo, look at how clean these edges are. Beautiful, beautiful shit. Look how clean these edges are. Oh my god. And the corners. God damn. I actually think that using a camera like this is better for inspecting than a magnifying glass, because with a magnifying glass you have to still get in really close to the card through like a little eyepiece, but I've got a huge screen in front of me and this just fucking, look at this, boys. Look how clean those corners are. Oh my god. So yeah, we need to hit the bookies hard tonight, boys, because these cards don't buy themselves. We need more money, man. This shit ain't cheap. But you know what? I love Joe Rogan so much. I was thinking earlier on, I might send this bitch off to PSA, get it slabbed, and then I might just wear it around my neck. You know what I mean? Like rappers wear diamond chains, but I'm not really a jewelry guy. I might just literally get it PSA graded. You know what I'm saying? Rep for Joe Rogan. What do you think, boys? Wear like a fucking, get like a gold chain, bum, necklace of Joe. So yeah, we need to make some money tonight, boys. These cards don't buy themselves. This valuable cardboard ain't going to be around forever. Alright, what other comments have we got, boys? What other comments have we got? So if you see me rocking a fucking Joe Rogan PSA, I was going to say PSA 10. That card's old as fuck. I don't know if we get a PSA 10. But if you see me rocking a Joe Rogan chain, you know why. We did good tonight if that goes down. Pro Babylonian saying his tarot card reading predicted first round KO of Zhang against Namajunas. Yo, your tarot card reading skills are bad, bro. You need to step that up. You need to step that up, mate. Those tarot cards are trash, bro. Those tarot cards, they didn't work out too well. Yo, yeah, you know what's interesting, boys? I will say this. Obviously, many of you will know that I bet on Dan Hooker to beat Michael Chandler in his debut. We all know that didn't go well. Chandler obviously death-shotted him. What I would say is the great part about doing fight research is you get to go back over these fights and research them again and see if you fucked up or not. See if you made a mistake or if you were right to place that bet. I could tell you right now, boys, I will look you dead in the fucking eye with every single fibre of fucking DNA in my body. Dan Hooker was an incredible bet to meet Michael Chandler. After everything I saw researching Chandler again today or this week, Hooker was a terrible matchup for him. I think it's one of those fights where if Hooker and Chandler fought 10 times, Hooker would probably win 7 or 8 times out of the 10. Honestly, Hooker is like the worst stylistic matchup imaginable for Chandler, to the point where if Hooker was fighting Chandler tonight, I'd bet Hooker again. And if he got knocked out again and they fought next week, I'd bet Hooker again next week. I'm telling you, boys, it was such a good fight for Hooker. If you don't know what I'm on about, just go research Michael Chandler, look at his strengths and weaknesses, and you'll see exactly what I mean. That's kind of like the why fight research is so important, because if you're just wiki capping these fights, right, if you're just trying to make betting decisions based on hazy memories and win-loss records, your brain will play tricks on you. Like, if you didn't go back and do that work again, you know, research fights again and kind of, you know, do that revision work, that review work, you know, review your losing bets, see if you were right or wrong, you wouldn't know when you're on the right path or not. You know what I'm saying? It's really important. I could tell you guys straight up, man, Hooker is such a bad matchup for Chandler. But styles make fights, right? Styles make fights. What's very interesting is Oliveira would probably be a tough fight for Hooker, but I actually think Hooker's a worse stylistic matchup for Chandler than Oliveira is. It's a weird thing, MMA, with the styles, the way different styles match up. Mr. D is saying Chandler's resume is way tougher than Oliveira. I'm not sure about that, man. I'm not sure about that. Chandler's record's quite padded against some low-level guys in Bellator. Just seems like a lot of debate over Oliveira and Chandler. Also, boys, if you're bored tonight and you need some people to talk about the fights with in between fights, just come into our public chat room, man. Come into our public chat room. It's free. Anyone can join. All you need is a free account, which you can sign up on the site. You just go to sign up. You can sign up for a free account on there. But yeah, man, if you need to just chat with people about the fights, if you're bored, you know what it's like. The pacing can be slow on these UFC cards. If you're boring in between fights, just come in the public chat room, man. There'll be some people in there chatting. I'll try and drop in as often as I can. It does get a little bit crazy for me on fight nights with the live betting commentary, but I'll jump in as much as I can, man. Yo, Zeus, I have been getting outbid on a lot of Cyril Gane cards, but mate, check this one out. We did get this one. Watch this. Check this one out, man. We got the Mojo Cyril Gane. Look at that. The Mojo Cyril Gane. They didn't outbid me on this bitch. The Mojo Cyril Gane. Check it out. One of number 24 of 25. I won't take it out. I haven't looked at these cards yet. I haven't looked at most of them. Obviously, we've taken out Damir Ismagulov. But I'll do a YouTube video. See, the camera's working fine now. We were having issues with the camera earlier on, but it looks great now. Obviously, we're getting some glare from the top loader and penny sleeve, but the camera's working great. So yeah, we have got this Cyril Gane dude, which is a nice card. But I don't know the exact condition of him yet. I'm waiting on some more deliveries. When I've got some more deliveries, I'll do a video, and we'll go through them, and I'll pre-grade them and decide which ones I'm going to send off to PSA. So it looks like we've almost caught up on the comments. MMA prognoser, would I bet on Ben Askren again? Yes, definitely. No, I probably wouldn't, mate, to be fair. I wouldn't bet on Askren again. Nope, nope, nope. Give that one a miss, dude. You live and learn, right, boys? Jax is saying, is Chandler the most overrated in the UFC? You know what I will say, boys? You know what I will say, right? I will say this. I will say this. Chandler's not overrated in the UFC. I don't know, right? What I would say is this. Is Chandler overrated? Yes. Is Jiri Prochazka overrated? Yes. Was Weili Zhang overrated? Yes. Was Volkan Oezdemir overrated? Yes. Was Johnny Walker overrated? Yes. What I can tell you is, boys, I'm like, please, just listen to me right now. There are some fighters where the stars align for them and they get the right kind of opponents at the right time and they get the right kind of wins under the right circumstances, and to the naked eye they look good for a little bit. It wasn't that long ago people were talking about Johnny Walker fighting John Jones for the title. Remember Volkan Oezdemir knocked out a few guys, got himself a title shot against Daniel Cormier and was completely exposed. I know people are still high on Weili Zhang, but I can tell you right now, guys, she ain't that great. And I'm sure next week we'll see a ton of hype on Yan Xiaonan, because she's also Chinese and the UFC are going to hype her up like crazy. Xiaonan ain't great either. What I can tell you about these fighters, They're good fighters. Weili Zhang is a good fighter. Volkan Oezdemir is a good fighter. I wouldn't say Johnny Walker's a good fighter. I never have. You go back and watch my breakdown videos of Johnny Walker's first 3-4 fights in the UFC. I was telling everyone this guy is a terrible fighter. And we were showing footage to back it up. But he was coming out, catching guys with spinning shit. And people were talking about him being the next champion and the biggest threat that John Jones has ever seen. Johnny's not great. Weili Zhang is a good fighter. Volkan Oezdemir is a good fighter. Michael Chandler is a good fighter. Jiri Prochazka is a good fighter. Are Jiri and Chandler championship material? Not a fucking chance. Nope. They're not. I can name 5 guys that give Jiri hell. And I know I told everyone to bet Dominic Reyes and he lost. But Reyes did take Jiri down very easily. Reyes did, knock Jiri down, right? Jiri came out in an interview and said he was knocked out for a couple seconds. He didn't know what happened. And Reyes just looked very flat. What I will say about Jiri, he looked a hell of a lot better than he did against King Mo and a hell of a lot better than he did against Oezdemir. I think Jiri might be one of those guys that just thrives off performing on the big stage. But you throw Jiri in there with a guy like Magomed Ankalaev and see what happens. It's not a contest. Do you know what I'm saying? You look at Michael Chandler. Throw Michael Chandler in there against a guy like Damir Ismagulov. Boys, I'm not playing games. Most of you, if you've only started following MMA recently, you won't know who this guy is. Boys, I'll tell you right now. If Damir Ismagulov fought Michael Chandler tonight, he'd fucking kill him. He'd fucking kill him, boys. It's as simple as that. Arman Tazrukian would give Chandler hell. Islam Makhachev would use Michael Chandler as a human fucking basketball for 3 rounds. There are so many guys that give Chandler hell in the division. So when I say these guys are overrated, I don't want to be disrespectful to them. They're overrated in the context of them not being as good as people think they are. People think Chandler is like gonna be some mad dominant champion in the UFC. Like I'm telling you right now, if Chandler goes out and knocks out Oliveira in the first round, because of how charismatic he is, because of the UFC hype machine, because of how much promotion the UFC is putting into Chandler, because of all of his accolades in Bellator, because he's got an exciting fighting style, if he comes out and knocks Oliveira out in 1 minute on the back of his hooker knockout, people will be talking about Chandler like he's better than Khabib. His hype will reach a delusional level, like we saw with Weili Zhang, like we saw with Johnny Walker, like we saw against Volkan Oezdemir. But the great thing about what we do, the great thing about betting on MMA is there is a purity and a truth to it. The purity and the truth is the fucking footage. All you have to do to see what is true is go and watch Chandler's past fights. You'll see he ain't great. Go watch Weili Zhang's past fights. She ain't great. Go watch Jiri Prochazka's past fights. He ain't fucking great. Go watch Damir Ismagulov. Absolutely fucking elite. 0 weaknesses. Cardio for days. Tough as nails. Impossible to take down. High level ground game. Incredible striking. You want to talk about someone that deserves hype? What about this guy right here? Jamal Hill. Future champion. Very difficult to take down. Very difficult to hold down. Big power. Athletic. Fast. Great gas tank. Good boxing. There are some guys that deserve the hype and some that don't. What really kills me, obviously I take this game very, very seriously, right? I take this game super serious. I do this for a living. What drives me crazy is that MMA fans, their hype is misdirected. It's very, very misdirected. They don't put their hype into the right guys. By that, what I mean is Adrian Yanez, absolutely fucking elite. Elite. Adrian Yanez, you look at Adrian Yanez, he's unbelievable. Adrian Yanez is unbelievable. No one fucking talks about him. Instead, they talk about this guy from fucking the Czech Republic with a crazy little dong on his head that has been wobbled about 3 times against Volkan Oezdemir, briefly knocked out against Dominic Reyes. They took the MMA public hype up very average fighters. They hype up guys like Weili Zhang. What about Adrian Yanez? What about Magomed Ankalaev? What about Damir Ismagulov? What about Arman Tazrukian? What about Rafael Fiziev? Come on, man. Is Chandler overrated? Yes. Is he a great fighter? Yes. Will he be a dominant champion? Not a fucking chance. Not good enough. Not good enough to be a dominant champion. We are gonna wrap this up pretty soon, man. We're gonna wrap it up because I see my wife has slid into the chat and she's also texted me, which means she probably wants me to go pick her up. Yeah, she said ready when you are, boys. I don't know what that means. She said ready when you are. What are you ready for? You know what I'm saying? What are you ready for, babe? Eh? Now we can't play no games tonight. You know I've got tonight is work night. I don't wear these murderer's gloves for nothing. Tonight is work night. What are you ready for? She has been drinking, boys. You know how that can go. Anyway, we'll catch up very quickly. We'll breeze through these. Comments, and then we'll be good to go. Southside Doug. I like Southside Doug. Southside Doug goes, I laugh at these guys talking about Chandler. Time will tell. We don't have long to wait. It's like, okay, bro. Taking this shit very seriously. Southside Doug is like, Chandler's prophecy will be recognized. It's like, okay, bro, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Yo, Doug, see this guy here? See this guy here, Doug? He would fuck Chandler's world up. Damir Ismagulov would fuck Chandler's universe up. I'm telling you right now, watch him next week. He's a 1.18 favourite over Rafael Alves, which is like minus 500, something like that. You talking about Chandler's prophecy is going to be recognised. My boy Damir would fuck Chandler's universe up. And no one's ever heard of him. You'll hear about him next week, trust me. You'll hear about him next week. Chandler would get served by Ismagulov. I guarantee it, boys. I guarantee it. I bet with a goat. How much are these cards worth? I'm not sure, dude. This one is worth a lot. Well, I can tell you. This one's worth a lot. This one is worth a lot. This card right here. I think I saw one listed for like $2,000. This one, we can have a quick look. Why not? Why not? My wife's going to kill me. She wants me to pick her up. I am going to have to leave pretty soon, boys, because she needs a lift home. But, Cyril Gan Mojo 25. See if there's any for sale. Yeah, we've got one here for $2,000. We'll see. Whether we sell it for $2,000, I don't know. There we go. See this card here? 1 of 25. 24 of 25. By there. You can see that there's one listed here for $2,000. So maybe you could say this. Maybe you could say this card's worth $2,000. I don't know. It hasn't sold for $2,000, but this one's pretty pricey. I will not lie. This one, Rogan, in that condition, that one wasn't cheap. All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up. And I'll be able to, what I'm gonna do, I'll whiz through the comments real quick, and we'll pick out just any ones that I can answer quick. Oh, mate, Mike Morris. Mike, you are falling into the trap, bro. Mike, you are falling into the trap. Mike Morris is saying, you're going to say Chandler's overrated when he wins tonight? Yes! Yes! 100%, bro. Yeah, I will still say Chandler's overrated when he knocks Oliveira out in a minute. Just like I said, Weili Zhang's overrated when she beat Joanna. And just like I said, Johnny Walker was overrated every single time he landed spinning shit and knocked someone else out. The truth is in the performances. The truth is in the skills. Don't be misled by wins and losses on paper. If Chandler comes out and knocks Oliveira out tonight, we don't learn anything new about Chandler. We know he hits hard. We know Oliveira's bad defensively. What we know for a fact is based on Chandler's past performances, he's kind of average. And there's tons of murderers at lightweight that give him hell. So yeah, 100% bro. If Chandler wins tonight, I will call him overrated tomorrow morning. A win tonight doesn't make him the best lightweight in the world. It just makes him the champion because he beat the dudes he needed to beat under the right circumstances. He beat Hooker. I think Hooker wins that fight the vast majority of times they fight. And if he catches Oliveira tonight, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Oliveira's bad defensively. And he has a tendency to quit when you put him in bad positions. What I will say is Chandler's scrappy as hell. God, the chat is... Yo, alright, the wifey is telling me to wrap this shit up. I gotta go, boys. I gotta go. Anyway, nice one, everyone. Thanks for watching. The wifey's gonna kill me for being late. Plus, we gotta grab some food. So, babe, I'm coming to get you right now. Get ready. Don't be late. Thank you for watching, everyone. Love you, boys. Take care. Have a great night. Hope you crush it. Make loads of money, all that kind of shit. And fuck